My ex tried to cheat, but let's just say things didn't quite go as planned for him. After a while, I started noticing something odd. He'd go to sleep with his phone in his pocket. Big red flag. I didn't call him out right away, but it didn't sit right with me. When he wouldn't even check his phone around me, I knew something was definitely up. One night, as he slept, his phone slipped out of his sweats and ended up near my legs. I was just going to put it on the charger for him, honestly, but then I saw it light up. Notifications and messages flooding in from a dating app. I wanted to shake him awake right then and there, but I held back. Instead, I created a profile on the app, using pictures of a friend of mine he'd never met, with her permission, of course. She was exactly his type. Blue eyes, his ultimate weakness. We matched in no time, just as I knew we would. We started chatting, and after a week of flirty, suggestive conversations, I suggested we meet. He was all for it, claimed he was single, living with a friend, so I suggested he book a hotel room for our rendezvous. He jumped at the chance. Now here's where it gets good. This guy was unemployed after losing his job, and for the past year, I'd been paying for everything. My student loans, all the bills for our one-bedroom apartment, food, you name it. He'd pretty much drained my savings, using lines like, "We're family. We support each other through tough times," whenever I told him I didn't have extra money. But the kicker? Just before our date, he asked me for $50, saying he wanted to get his mom something nice for her birthday. The nerve! I gave him the cash, partly out of curiosity and partly because it was just so ridiculous at this point. He gave me the biggest grin, completely clueless. That weekend, he left, telling me he'd be at his mom's for the night. I kissed him goodbye, told him to have a great time, and as soon as he was out the door, I packed up all his stuff and put it outside. I live in a big city, so it didn't take long for it to disappear. Then I got the locks changed. While he was out thinking he'd have a great night, I kept him occupied through the app. I told him I was running late because I wanted to look perfect and even sent him some sexy photos my friend had taken. She's a real MVP. I even got him to send over a few interesting videos to keep him invested. Around 1 a.m., when he was probably losing hope, I sent him a message on the app. A picture of his belongings being rummaged through by a homeless man. I added, "Enjoy the hotel." And just like that, I blocked his number, went to bed, and slept like a baby. When I got home from work on Monday, there he was, outside my door, ugly, crying, begging, telling me he had nowhere to go. When I showed zero sympathy, he snapped back to his usual self, getting angry, grabbing at me, and trying to force his way in. That's when I called the police. I filed a restraining order on him because, get this, he actually threatened my life and my pets. I later heard he moved a few hours away to live with his only family and even got a job. So, maybe he finally learned something.